we're going into the most important aspect of the sales cycle, and that is what?
Asking questions, understanding the client.
Qualification. Qualifying your client. Qualifying your client. Why do we have to qualify him, Mike?
Well, we have to find out what his needs are before we can help him.
Okay, be specific.
So you don't sell your best presentation you've ever done to the stock.
So you know you're talking to the right person. But the essence of that is you have to determine what their jack of spades is. You have to, before you can start your presentation, you have to determine what's best for that client based on the qualifications. And then what we ask questions to lead them to that decision. Because we're the experts at this, right? If you went to a heart doctor, you wouldn't say, hey, you know what? Let me do my own inspection and give me your I want to listen. Oh, yeah, here's something. I think we need to do surgery. That'd be pretty ridiculous, wouldn't it? So what I did is this is something that you can print, and this tells you some of the things that you can ask when you first meet your client. So, it says, how long have you been in business? Oh, first thing it says is, how long do we have? You know, that's a question that you can use based on depends on the type of person and you have to sort of feel your way through that one. If you feel this is a driver, like if you came in and talked to me, you might want to say, Mike, how much time do we have today? And he says, if he says 10 minutes, I would say something like, marketing your company and advertising is important to you, isn't it, Doug? If I'm able to, for me to show you all the things we have that can help you grow business, I'm going to need more than 10 minutes.
All right, let's see what you got.
Okay. And then they can say, well, I can give you a half hour. And I said, a half hour I'd go to. Well, I can definitely show you what I have. And unless you have more questions, I can keep it to a half hour. So you start off with some little stuff. How'd you end up getting into this business? Start talking, you know, what makes some of the key elements are what makes your business unique? How do you compete? What do you do better than your competitor? How competitive is this marketplace for you? Do you have who is your biggest competitor? What's a typical customer look like? What's the dollar value of a transaction? What's your annual value for a new customer? How often does your customer return? And how do you track customers when they come in? Now, why are those things important? What we've done here, this is really your managing your expectations. This is the beginning. All right? So you can ask some of these questions up front, or you can ask them in the back. Okay? When you're all done and you want to fill out that form, you're going to need this information too. So if I'm doing a conversation, it's very conversational. So, Paula, how long have you been in business?
About 10 years.
About 10 years? So you're getting a handle and getting to know what you're doing here.
Right, I am.
What's unique about your business?
I make the best gift baskets you've ever seen. They're always unique because I customize it to what my customer likes.
So, you know, how competitive is that industry, is your industry? And
I have several competitors.
who are they?
Right now, there's a company that's called Janet's Gift Baskets, and this other one that's down the street. But I hand deliver my baskets as well.
So those are things because you tailor them to your customers and you hand deliver what makes your business unique compared to them.
Yes.
And that's what you try to market when you do marketing, huh?
That's correct.
So, how often does a customer come in? Like, and what would a typical customer spend when they come in?
I have a couple realtors that do it for every closing. I have a couple people that do handiwork, and they might do it for a special customer. And they'll call me and tell me that they're a music enthusiast, so I'll put a frame in it that has little musical instruments around it, or
Right.
I'll put in candy that looks like a flute or something like that. So
And let me just
I think she does it.
hold on. Let me just tell you something.
Oh my God.
I'm going to tell you something. She's the poster child for amiable. She's the worst person you'd ever want to sell. She'll talk to you till you die, and she'll never make a decision. But she'll make I'll have a basket by the time I leave. I promise you that. So, what's the average cost to have for one of your baskets?
about $55.
55. And your customers, they come back twice a year, once a year,
Twice,
2-3 times a year?
Yeah. People
Except for like the realtor, he comes more frequently because he
Yes.
obviously closes more houses. But
Correct.
a normal customer that comes in a couple times a year. So a customer's worth about $100 to you. Is that your,
Yes.
that's a good
yes.
estimate? Okay, now, what do I know right now? I know she's been in business 10 years. I know what she tries to put in her head. Her confidence and her confidence program is that she designs unique, detailed, directly about you, her baskets, okay? So those are things I want to remember to put in her ad. So how'd you get into this business, you might ask? Those are just things, how the heck did you get into making baskets?
I had a gift store actually in Andersonville, and I ended up doing baskets while I was there.
There you go. Is that your real business? You do that on the side?
I do baskets on the side.
Okay, what do you do better than your competitor? These are all the different questions. So, that's the information you want to try to garnish when you meet with them.